Beneath Ireland's shrouded mists, ancient castles loom, silent, watching, haunted by the restless dead. Shadows slither through ruined halls. Whispers echo where no living soul remains. Candle flames tremble. Cold breath brushes your neck. Something unseen stirs in the gloom. A ghostly figure at dusk. Footsteps on empty stairs. Ireland's haunted legacy breathes in the night. Leap Castle. Loftus Hall. Each ruin chills the soul, every stone steeped in dread. The past lingers, waiting in the darkness, its secrets hungry for the living. Step inside Ireland's supernatural heart, where every stone whispers and every shadow hides a secret. Dare to follow us into Ireland's haunted heart, where every shadow hides a secret and every silence is a warning. We'll cross 10 cursed sites, each one darker and more haunted than the last. Legends linger in the mist, and restless spirits wait for the unwary. Hear the footsteps of those who never escape these haunted grounds. Ancient castles, ruined manors, each one a trap for the living and the dead. These are stories of doomed love, betrayal, and spirits that refuse to rest. Our path leads straight into the darkness. There is no turning back. Haunted windows, ghostly voices, battlefields where the dead still linger. These are the sights and sounds that await. Meet the phantoms, ladies in white, vengeful soldiers, and shadows that watch from the gloom. We'll reveal chilling encounters and evidence that will haunt your dreams. Are you brave enough to face Ireland's most infamous spirits? Every shadow tells a story. Every cold breath could be a ghost. We'll show you what makes each place truly terrifying. But beware, there's a secret waiting in the dark. Stay with us for the final forbidden sight, one so haunted, few dare to speak its name. Its legend is whispered in fear, its name shrouded in darkness. The final reveal will chill you to your very soul. Ready? Let's descend into the shadows together. Comment with your favorite haunted site, if you dare. The hunt begins now. Our first stop takes us to County Offaly, to a place with a reputation so dark it is often called the most haunted castle in the world. This is Leap Castle. Its history is steeped in bloodshed and betrayal. The O'Carroll family, who took control in the 16th century, unleashed an era of unparalleled cruelty. The castle's most infamous story centers on a bitter rivalry between two O'Carroll brothers. The tragic climax of their dispute unfolded in the room now known as the Bloody Chapel. As the priest brother was holding mass, the warrior brother burst in. He plunged his sword into his sibling's back. The priest collapsed and died in front of his horrified family. In the early 1900s, workmen discovered this secret room, a horrifying oubliette. Inside, they made a gruesome discovery. The floor was covered in human skeletons. Over 150 people were found. The most terrifying entity at Leap Castle, however, is not human. It is a grotesque creature known only as the Elemental, a presence of pure malevolence. Our spectral tour now leads us to the magnificent Charleville Castle in County Offaly. But behind its beautiful facade lies a story of childhood tragedy. The castle is said to be haunted by the ghost of a little girl named Harriet, the youngest daughter of the 3rd Earl of Charleville. One evening in April 1861, she was sliding down the grand main staircase. In her excitement, she lost her balance. She fell from the top of the long, winding staircase. She died from the fall. Her spirit, it is said, never left. People hear a child laughing. Others hear a child's footsteps. Some claim to see a fleeting apparition. Paranormal investigators have captured compelling evidence. EVPs of a child's voice whispering, "Don't be afraid. I'm cold." For our third location, we travel to the coast just north of Dublin to the historic Malahide Castle. The most famous and perhaps most tragic is the ghost of Puck, the jester. He fell deeply in love with a noble lady, Lady Eleanora Carowish. It was a forbidden love, a romance doomed from the start. One snowy December evening, Puck was found near the castle walls, stabbed through the heart. As he lay dying, he swore a curse. He vowed to haunt the castle and bring misfortune to any Talbot who dared to get married under its roof. Staff and visitors have often reported seeing his spectral form in photographs, a sad little figure lurking in the background. Our journey now takes us to County Kildare, to the imposing Kilkea Castle. Its most fascinating tale belongs to Gerald Fitzgerald, the 11th Earl, the Wizard Earl. His interest in alchemy and the dark arts, however, earned him a sinister reputation. They whispered that he possessed supernatural abilities. Legend tells he is bound by a magical pact to return to the castle once every 7 years. He rides from the nearby Curragh on a magnificent white horse, its hooves shod with silver. The Earl and his knights are sleeping in a secret chamber beneath the castle. Guests staying at the castle have reported strange occurrences. an unnerving feeling of being watched. Objects are moved by unseen hands, the distinct sound of a man's heavy footsteps. We now travel south to County Kerry. Here stands Ross Castle. The story centers on Sabina O'Donoghue, the daughter of the formidable Black Baron. She saw her lover's boat on the lake, but a sudden freak storm appeared. She watched in horror as his boat was overturned. He was thrown into the churning waves and drowned. Consumed by a grief she could not bear, Sabina locked herself in her room. Her broken heart gave out, and she died. Her spirit, however, is said to remain. Many people who visit Ross Castle report seeing a spectral figure of a young woman gazing out of a specific window. Our final destination in this act, Castle Leslie, in County Monaghan. His ghost is most frequently encountered in one specific room, the Red Room. The most famous of these is the spirit of Norman Leslie, a family member who died during World War I. He was killed in action just a few months later. His mother, Leonie Leslie, reported seeing his ghost shortly after his death. A shimmering, spectral figure of her son appeared before her. One lady reported being woken by the ghost of a man in uniform. He was pointing at the wall, and she soon realized the fire had started. His ghostly warning saved her life. Other guests have reported seeing a translucent figure sitting in an armchair near the fireplace. Our ghostly tour continues to the scenic Antrim coast of Northern Ireland, where Ballygally Castle stands guard over the sea. The primary spirit here is Lady Isabella Shaw, wife of the castle's original owner. Her happiness was brief. He locked her in the highest turret room, separating her from her newborn. She was left to starve. Desperate to escape, she either fell or was pushed from the high window, her life ending tragically on the cold ground below. She is known to knock on guest room doors. You can hear the faint rustle of silk. She is mostly gentle and seems to favor children. We venture inland to County Offaly, to the magnificent Kinnitty Castle. The most famous and frequently seen apparition is that of the Phantom Monk of Kinnitty, affectionately named Hugh by the castle staff. He is seen as a guardian of the castle. His appearances are often taken as a good omen. People report feeling a sense of peace and tranquility when he is near. Some psychics claim to have communicated with him telepathically. They say he is a monk named Hugh from the original St. Finian's Abbey. Our next site takes us to County Wexford and the tragic ruins of Coolbawn House. One day he sent his trusted butler down to the extensive wine cellar. The butler descended the stone steps into the darkness. As he was searching, a heavy rack of wine collapsed on top of him. He was crushed to death instantly. Overcome with guilt and sorrow, he ordered the wine cellar to be sealed off forever. The sound of bottles rattling and smashing could be heard. The distinct agonizing groans of a man in pain would echo. Visitors to the desolate ruins have reported hearing the chilling sounds of his suffering. Our 10th and final official stop takes us to County Limerick, to Castle Matrix. The castle's most poignant haunting originates the ghost of one of Ireland's most celebrated poets, Ogan Rua ó Suilleabhain. He wrote a scathing satire about a local man who, in a fit of rage, attacked the poet. Ogan Rua was struck on the head, an injury from which he would never recover. They speak of seeing the translucent figure of a man, sitting at a desk in the library, quill in hand, as if struggling to capture one final verse. More chillingly, some have heard the faint, disembodied sound of a man reciting poetry in Gaelic. The voice is described as beautiful, but filled with an overwhelming sadness. We now travel back towards Dublin, to the impressive Klontarf Castle. It is located near the very grounds of the legendary Battle of Klontarf. This epic and bloody conflict saw the Irish High King Brian Boru against a powerful Viking army. Guests at the hotel have been woken in the dead of night by the terrifying sounds of battle, the clash of swords, and the guttural war cries of men. Numerous visitors have also witnessed the apparitions of grim-faced soldiers. These spectral figures are seen marching silently across the castle grounds before they vanish into the night. Staying at Clontarf Castle offers a strange juxtaposition. The comfort of modern luxury set against the raw spectral energy of one of the most important and brutal battles in Irish history. We have reached the end of our journey, and as promised, we have saved the most terrifying for last. The secret 11th haunted site is a grand, desolate mansion. It is a place with a reputation so dark, it is known as the most haunted house in all of Ireland. This is Loftus Hall. On a dark and stormy night, a stranger on horseback sought shelter. He was welcomed inside and invited to join the family in a game of cards. During the game, Lady Anne dropped one of her cards. As she bent down, she saw something that made her blood run cold. He had cloven hooves, the unmistakable mark of the devil himself. Terrified, Lady Anne screamed. The stranger shot through the roof in a ball of fire, leaving behind a gaping hole and the acrid smell of sulfur. The shock was too much for Lady Anne. She lost her mind and was locked away by her family in the tapestry room, where she remained until her death. Her spirit is said to be a powerful and often malevolent presence. Visitors and paranormal investigators report intense and terrifying activity, the feeling of an unseen force pushing them down. Poltergeist activity is rampant, a resentful energy that permeates the entire building, a house that many believe is a gateway to something truly evil, forever scarred by a single terrifying visit from the devil. Our exploration of Ireland's most haunted castles and manors has come to a close. From the bloody history of Leap Castle to the cursed halls of Loftus Hall, we have journeyed through centuries of tragedy, sorrow, and supernatural mystery. These are the lingering echoes of real lives and real tragedies imprinted upon the very stones of these ancient buildings. The green hills and dramatic coastlines of Ireland are home to more than just breathtaking beauty. They are home to the past, a past that refuses to stay buried. Now we turn the final chapter over to you. What is your favorite haunted site from our list? Or more importantly, is there a haunted place in Ireland that you believe we missed? Share your own stories, your local legends, and your spooky experiences in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows. Stay curious and be careful what you look for in the dark.